Hey folks, this is Mrmathblog, and I'm going to show you that 2 equals 1. And I know what you're thinking. 2 doesn't equal 1. 2 equals 2, or 1 equals 1. But I'm going to prove to you that 2 does in fact equal 1. But first I want to do a little bit of math review. So those math phobia people, let's do just a little bit of pre-algebra and algebra math review. Remember, anything divided by itself equals 1. So for example, if I had 8 divided by 8, or 8 over 8, this is how you can say it with the fraction. 8 divided by 8 equals 1. Remember that rule right there? So another example, 125 over 125, that equals 1. Anything over itself equals 1. So even y over y equals 1. Okay? And then anything that you do to an equation has to be done to both sides of the equation. Do you remember that rule in algebra? So for example, 3x minus 7 equals 23. If we were going to solve that, then we'd add 7 to both sides. As long as we did it to both sides, it was okay. And then the 7's would cancel, and you get 3x equals 30, 23 plus 7. And then here then you divide both sides by 3, so you get x equals 10. Just whatever you do to one side of an equation to balance it out, you have to do to the other side, and you're safe right there. And then let's do a quick reminder of some factoring skills, you guys, just some basic factoring. Here I'm going to GCF a y out of both of these. If I pull a y out of this one and pull a y out of this one, here there's two y's because it's y squared. And when I pull a y out, there it is, pulled out right there, and I'm left with this leftover x minus, there's one more y left over in there because of the 2. So minus y. And if I distributed this back through, y times x is xy, and then y times y is y squared. So there it is, factored right there. And then also, this is called a difference of squares because a difference means a minus sign, a square here and a square there. Difference of squares always factors to x plus y times x minus y. So if you have trouble seeing that, imagine if I said FOIL out x plus y times x minus y. First times first for FOIL, x times x is the first one times the first one is x squared. O means outer times outer, so x times this negative y is negative xy. I means inner times inner, so positive y times x is positive yx, and these guys are the same except that has a minus and that has a plus right there. Finally, last times last, so positive y times negative y is negative y squared. Here these guys will cancel out, so you're left with the x squared minus the y squared right there. So just if you ever see x squared minus y squared, that factors out to x plus y times x minus y. Okay, so let's start off. Here's the proof with 2 equals 1. Now I'm going to start this with an equation, x equals y. Okay, so whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other side of the equation. Now I'm going to need some space over here, so I just moved it over here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take that equation and multiply both sides by x. So when I do that, x times x is x squared, y times x is xy. Okay, as long as I did it to both sides, I'm okay. Okay, now I'm going to subtract y squared from both sides. So when I subtract y squared, I get x squared minus y squared. Here I get xy minus the y squared. Okay, now I'm going to use my factoring skills, you guys. I'm going to factor both sides. So this is a difference of squares. This becomes x plus y times x minus y. Over here I can GCF a y out, and I'm left with y times x minus y. Okay, you guys with me right there? Alright, now I'm going to divide both sides by x minus y. Okay, so when I divide both sides by x minus y's, notice x minus y over x minus y's, those cancel over here. Over here, x minus y over x minus y, those cancel also. So what I'm left with is this x plus y right here equals this y right here. Okay? And then from the beginning, you guys, way at the beginning, I'm going to bold them really big right there. Instead of, I'm going to substitute, it's called the substitution property right here, sorry. I'm going to go, since x equals y, I'm going to go ahead and substitute in right here, this x right here, and I'm going to put in y right there. Okay, so there it is. It got substituted in. Okay, now I'm running out of space, so I'm going to move it up there. So y plus y equals y, and then I'm going to simplify, you guys. Y plus y is 2y equals y. Now I'm going to divide both sides by y. Okay, there it is, divided both sides by y. And then remember, you guys, any number divided by itself equals 1. So here I have y over y, that equals 1. Here I have y over y, that equals 1. So I'm left with 2 times 1 on this side equals 1 on this side, and 2 times 1 equals 2. So there you go, 2 equals 1.